Hello and welcome to this episode of the Weak Forms series. Today we're going to look at the weak form of the word shall. So starting with the strong form, when we say shall with the strong form, we're using that a vowel. So we've got the sh, a, l, shall. So repeat after me nice and loud, shall. Of course, when we go weak, we often rely on this Schwa, which is a nice soft weak Rest the tongue in the mouth at the bottom. There's no real tension there in the tongue. So when we think about that word shall, we just looked at it with a strong a. So we replace that a with the schwa and it becomes shall. Shall. So I'm going to say the strong form and then the weak form, and I want you to listen carefully and repeat. Shall. Let's try again. Repeat after me. Strong then weak. Shall. Fantastic. So let's have a couple of examples then, thinking about when we might choose to go weak or strong. With sentence number 1, shall we set off early to avoid the traffic? I said that with the weak form. Shall we set off early? Example 2, I might choose to go a little stronger with this one. Shall I tell him the bad news? Rather than shall. I mean, you could go weak with number 2. Shall I tell him the bad news? But if I went strong, shall I tell him the bad news? Because I'm stressing it, I'm conveying more information by going strong. Because, you know, we've got bad news, so it's a bit of a serious situation, whatever it is. Something serious is going on. So I feel a bit maybe nervous or worried. Shall I tell him? And therefore the stronger version, shall rather than shall, emphasises that word shall. So that's just one example of when we might make a decision, weak versus strong. If I'm emphasising, I might want the strong version, but if it's just part of an ordinary enough sentence, shall we set off? It's just a suggestion. Shall we set off early? Shall we go early? It's just a very typical sentence, so weak feels fine. But if we want to stress, maybe we go strong, like in example 2. So they're just a couple of examples to give you a feeling for this. Like I say in all of these weak forms videos, this is a really nuanced element of the English language. So the best thing to do is to listen out when you're watching movies or TV shows or chatting to native speakers. Listen carefully to see when they go weak or strong. So I hope you found that useful. If you did, go ahead and hit like. Don't forget to subscribe. And of course, if you check out the homepage, you'll find lots of other useful pronunciation exercises there. Leave me a comment if you've got any questions or if you've got any observations about hearing weak and strong forms when you're watching TV, for example. Share your insights with us. Thank you very much for watching and have a lovely day.